How's it going, YouTube? So tonight I wanted to make a quick video on VirtualBox and setting up a Windows 10 VM inside of VirtualBox. I get a lot of questions around this, and so I just wanted to throw something out there on YouTube and how I'm setting that up. The ask that I received was, how do I set up a home lab? If you have the system requirements, enough CPU, enough RAM, enough hard drive space, you can set up your own little mini home lab to do your own pen testing inside of it. So tonight's video will be setting up Windows 10, and I'll create other videos on how to do Windows 11, Ubuntu, and as well as Kali. All right, so let's go over to the desktop, and of course, before we get away from this, like, subscribe, and share. I would really appreciate it. All right, as promised, we're going to go ahead and get kicked off. Right now, I have a virtual machine that is currently running, which is my Kali machine. And this Kali machine is going to be minimized for the current time frame of the video. But something I wanted to highlight is I have a lot of different OSs that are currently installed. Some of you may ask yourself, okay, well, how do I go out and get Windows 10 if I'm not even sure what I'm looking for? Okay, so there's something called the Windows Evaluation Center. Okay, and shout out to some really good YouTubers that have also highlighted this area. But of course, you could go out here and say, okay, Windows 11 Enterprise, and let's just see if we can smack this and get this downloaded. All right, so basic mumbo jumbo here on their website. Get started for free. Download the ISO for Windows 11 Enterprise here. Click on it. Give us all your crazy details. All right, so what does ISO really mean? It is an optical disc image. Essentially, you think back in the day whenever you got your computer or some form of hardware, you had a little disc that you were given, you'd put it in a tray. That's no longer a thing. But the idea and the concept is still there. It's still a digital, it's more of a digital image now than it is a physical disc with digital media on it. But yeah, there's enough about that. English and United States here. I'm going to download the 64-bit version because, of course, I am using a 64-bit system. Most of your modern architecture will have that unless you're using a Mac. Completely different walkthrough than this if you're using a Mac OS. So I can click that and download it, and just with the video magic, we'll make it to where you don't have to sit here and watch water boil. Okay. So I'll come back to this section here in just a second, and then we'll bring that up. Now we're moving on to the point where we're going to actually go through this install. I know I probably realized that I made the determination to make this a Windows 10 box, but I think I'm going to switch over, as you saw before, and go after a Windows 11 just because it's really readily available and it's there, which is fine. We'll go forward with it. The idea and concept's the same. If you go out and look for older versions of Microsoft in the Eval Center, you should be able to find those. You have to do a little bit more digging, but you'll be able to get it. Windows 11 is kind of like one of the latest and greatest that you're going to be able to get and find pretty easily. Now, if I want to set up inside of VirtualBox a new machine, my normal process, come up to the top, hit new. I'm going to name it Win 11. I put my VMs in a different area. So I will come down to my location and my VMs, and I'll put something here, okay? In my location. Your location may be different. If you want to take the default that puts it on your C drive in a VirtualBox location, great for you. Do that. It is the easiest option for you, but you may want to consider moving it to a specific location because I have an external hard drive. That's the only reason why I'm picking something different. Okay, the ISO image. I'm going to go to other, Windows 11 downloaded just now. I named it that. Of course, it was not named that. I did that just because it stands out. Okay. Here, hit open, and then now usually you would have to select the type if VirtualBox doesn't detect it. Okay, so I'm not doing anything crazy with my networking here, so VirtualBox is easy enough for me to just take a lot of the defaults and the settings here. And then you can choose your option. I'm going to switch from the unattended installation. You know what the heck? I'll go ahead and go through the unattended installation, and we'll do this. VBox user, product key, Windows 11, domain, VirtualBox here. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna change this to Control Alt Joe, and then I'm gonna use a super secret password. I don't think they match. Now they do. Okay, so guest additions. What is this? Guest additions, if you're not familiar with VirtualBox or VMware, they're essentially like the driver packs, if you will, for the different necessities for networking. Maybe anything that you have, like you want to do shared clipboards to be able to copy and paste over, you will have to have those installed. So I will say yes, click that. Guest additions is located in this location. Next, I'm going to give it 4 gigs of RAM is fine for what I'm wanting to do with this. And then 2 CPUs, I'm good with that too. As you notice here, this green bar, this is indicative of what you have on your system. Okay, so if I have 32 gigs of RAM, you know, there's some that I can't allocate here. All right, so this is measured in 1024 megabytes is 4 gigs worth of, or 4 gigabytes worth of memory. Okay, so I'm going to move on, select next. Now I don't need this much hard drive space. I'm going to say 60 gigs. Normally Windows OS is pretty heavy after you start doing Windows updates, so by default it tries to give you more there, but I usually take it back to about 60. Sometimes I'll even push it down to like 50. If you do plan on doing Windows updates and using that system for something specific, you may want to up that a little bit if you have room. You pre-allocate to full size of a disk or a hard disk space if you want. I'm not going to do that just because right now it'll give it a chance to grow into the 60 gig space without having to pre-allocate that full size and take up 60 gigs worth of my hard drive space right now. It can eventually grow to that, but if they're only using, let's say, half that, 30 gigs worth of file size, now I have 30 gigs that I'm, you know, have some wiggle room. Okay. All right, so that's enough about that. These areas, like I said, we're going the default route, and then it kind of gives you an explanation of, hey, this is what it's about to do. We're going to click finish, and we're going to watch it do its thing. You'll see it spin. It's powering up the VM here off on the right hand side. You'll get a little pop out, and this is essentially the virtual machine booting up. Clicking this box, hit a key really fast, and that's just because, you know, there's no like keyboard that's really attached to that machine at this particular time. And I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to continue on with the answer file, because I haven't had very much success in this in the past, but I'm curious to see what happens and see if it kind of gets me into this Windows OS a little faster. As promised, we're back at the desktop. That took a few minutes, and I was actually pleasantly surprised that the unattended self-install kind of worked. I didn't have to really do anything. As you can see here, the user is Control Alt Joe right here, and we have a Windows 11 working system. You can see the little watermark down here that it is a 90-day evaluation license. And something to point out here is that these two boxes, you can just close these out. It's just letting you know the typical keyboard shortcut of the right control key is to get in and out of the virtual environment. So if you click in here and then you can't navigate back outside of that box for some reason, there again, just hit that right control key. Now, how do you full frame this? I'm going to go full screen on this, and because I selected the option to install the guest additions, everything is scaled, and for what you see on the desktop, it looks like I have a completely different Windows 11 machine in the background. That's essentially it for today. That's that simple to install Windows 11. As you can see, just in a few minutes, we've got another virtual machine set up. And then I'll set up some other ones in future videos. But that's it for tonight. We'll catch you in the next video. Peace.